So let's start today's class. In last class, we have discussed about state space representation and search technique. State representation is nothing but it shows the problem. It how many state it can go. Okay, so let's see what we have discussed in the last class. The problem in the we're talking about the problem solving thing. Okay, how we can solve the problem using AI. Okay, we have discussed there is some problem like chess game, eight puzzle problem, water jug problem, and this kind of problem how we can solve using AI. Okay, so the first before we solve any problem, first we have to represent this problem. Okay, so the problem is firstly represent as a state space. Okay, and the state space search to find a solution to a problem. Okay, and each state space take the form any form like tree on graph we can represent. Okay, and which search we should use is depend on the type of problem and the problem can be represented. Okay, and the set of nodes represent each state of the problem. Okay, let's me write here. This is one state space. Okay, so these are the nodes. Nodes is nothing but one state of your problem, and this arc shows the move, the legal move from we can change the state from one state to another state. These arc shows the one legal move. Okay, and this node showing a state of your problem. Are you getting my point? And there is one or more than one initial state are possible from where you start solving your problem, and there is a one goal state. There is one goal state, or there is a chance many goal state where you want to reach. Okay, this is our problem. Okay, the arc between nodes represent the legal moves from one state to another state, and there is an initial state and goal state and some several intermediate state where your problem can reach or go. Okay, all these things we have discussed. There's a two kind of search technique: uninformed uninformed search technique, or blind search, or brute force search technique. In this search technique we do not have domain idea of your problem. Means uh, here we suppose we start from node A, and from node A we can go to node B and node C. Means there is a two possible move. Okay, so how we can move from A to B? We have the idea, or we have the knowledge about the domain. How we can move from A to B or A to C, but we do not have idea about how we can reach to our goal state. Like suppose here F is our goal state. Just consider F is your goal state and A is your start state. In the uninformed search, we have idea about how we can move from A to B. It means what is the cost? Suppose just it took three cost, and it is took two cost from reach A to B and A to C. But we do not have idea about how these state B or C can you reach to state goal state. Okay, means we have idea about the adjacent state or the just next state, how from your start state to the next state we can go, but the next state is the state we can go from here to goal state. We do not have any idea, or if we can possible to go to the goal state, but it did not we do not have idea about how much cost it took. Okay, is it clear? It is the uninformed search or blind search. or we can call as a brute force search. Means this uninformed search, it will search all the possible search all the possible way from which we can traverse through the whole graph or tree in which your problem is represented. But the next search technique is informed search technique. In the informed search technique, we have idea, we have knowledge about the our domain of the problem from one state to another state. How we can move from one state to another state? We have given some heuristic value. Heuristic is nothing but some guessing, some cost. We have know about the cost from A to B. What is the cost, and B to goal state? What it will be estimate cost. Okay, we have good idea about the domain of the problem. Okay, so in this informed search, we used heuristic function. Heuristic is nothing but just guessing, some kind of guessing. It's give you some guessing about the domain. Okay, are you getting my point? Suppose in this tree, this is your initial state S, from where you are starting exploring. Okay, and just consider one L is like one goal state, or this is your goal state. Okay, so how we can reach from S to goal? These are the some possible move. These three possible move from S to these three state we can reach, and what is the cost it is given. Okay, what it will took from state here to, but it is also giving you this number showing from state this C to goal. It will took some cost you have given. Means it is just estimating this cost will take from this state to goal state, this state to the state. Means it is giving you some idea. Okay, if it is not clear, then I'm just giving you one example. You just consider this is the cities. This node is showing the cities, and these the arc is showing the road or path. Okay, from where you can which you can follow. Okay, suppose this S is showing your city Bhilwara. Means currently you are present at this Bhilwara or the initial state from where you start the exploring, and you want to reach this L, which is just considered it is a Delhi. Means you are going to Delhi, and these are the some intermediate city from Bhilwara. What are the other city via which you can go Delhi? Okay, just suppose this A is showing the Ajmer, this B is showing some other city from Bhilwara, and the C is the city Chittor. Okay, just consider, and it is now showing from this Ajmer it will took some cost to reach the Delhi estimate cost, and from Chittor it is just showing some estimate cost, and some V city is showing the estimate cost. It's showing from this city. If you go, if you choose this city, it will took this cost to reach Delhi. If you choose this city, it will cost this cost to Delhi, and if you choose this city, and it will cost to. It is giving you some guessing. Okay, then from Ajmer, these are the some possible path. Okay, so in this way, the informed search work. Okay, is it clear? So we have in the uninformed search, there is a depth first search technique, a depth first search with iterative deepening, and breadth first search technique. In informed search, these are the some search technique. So in today's class, we will discuss about depth first search and breadth first search of uninformed search technique. Till this point, I'm sure everything is clear. If you have any doubt till this point, you can ask. You can unmute your mic and ask, or even you can write in chat box if you have any doubt. Am I audible now? Okay. Okay. So we will see in today's class breadth first search technique and depth first search technique of uninformed search technique. This technique comes under uninformed search technique. So let's start breadth first breadth first search technique first. Okay. The first point about breadth first search technique is it's the comes under uninformed search technique. Sorry, uninformed. These search techniques come under uninformed search technique. And in uninformed search technique, we have been given node, one node, initial node, and we just knowledge about the next node, which is just adjacent of this node. Okay, means what cost it will took from this state to another state. When there is a one goal state, if this state is able to move you goal state, we do not have any idea. Or if it is moving you from this state to goal state, and at what cost it is, we do not have any idea. Okay, this is uninformed search technique. Okay, the next point is its use queue. Queue follow one principle. What the principle queue follow? What come first? It will out first. Means FIFO. First in, first out. Okay. So let's see how this BFS, breadth first search technique work. It's use queue. So if you know the queue concept, you start entering the element from the tail and you take out the element from the head of the queue. Avinash Bishnoi, can you tell me what are the operation of queue? Right, the operation of queue in chat. What are the operation queue support? Or what are the operation we can apply over the queue? Queue data structure. Avinash, your mic is on. You want to speak something?
यस सर।
Yes, please.
सर क्यू में क्या होता है, जैसे ये एक लीनियर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर है और एक ही साइड से एंट्री होगी और उसके अपोजिट साइड से एग्जिट होगी।
कौन कौन सा
ठीक है,
ऑपरेशन होते हैं
जैसे
queue के?
सर क्यू में जैसे कि अपन इंसर्शन करते हैं, एक्सर्शन करते हैं और सर सर्चिंग वगैरह भी करते हैं।
आप लोग चैट में लिखिए व्हाट आर द ऑपरेशंस ऑफ क्यू. अभी किसी का ये रिप्लाई नहीं आया, किसी को पता नहीं का क्यू में कौन कौन से ऑपरेशंस होते हैं क्यू डेटा स्ट्रक्चर में. पुश, इंसर्शन, डिलीशन. Yes, this Ayushi Soni. Yes, good. Can you elaborate this in NQ and DQ? Push, pop, searching, deletion. Avishal Vishnu, push, pop are not the operation of queue. It's the operation of stack. आप लोग कितने 1 minute? There are 14 students in the class and only few students are replying, and even okay. Please other student also respond. What are the operations of queue? डेटा स्ट्रक्चर तो आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है ना. इज एम्प्टी. गुड. हेमो, डेटा स्ट्रक्चर आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा आई थिंक. ठीक है. सो लेट मी राइट व्हाट आर द ऑपरेशंस ऑफ क्यू. The first operation you can say is a in queue. In queue we add the element in our queue from the tail or the end of the queue. Okay, in queue operation and DQ operation. In DQ operation, we remove the element from the queue from the head or from the front of the queue. Okay, or the third operation you can say is empty. Is just return true if your queue is empty. Otherwise, it will false. Uh, okay, is full. Yes, good. Is full. अब आप लोग सारे याद आ जाएंगे. Is full. If your queue is full, it will return true. Otherwise, false. Okay. The fifth operation is peak. What the operation peak will return? Please unmute your mic and speak. What the peak operation will return?
Top element of the queue.
Top element. Okay.
Any first element.
First element. Okay. Okay. It will return first element. Okay. Good. It will get the value of front element without removing it. Okay. From this peak, we can get the value of front element of the queue. Okay. These are the some operation we can apply over the queue. Okay. आप बोलो डेटा स्ट्रक्चर आना चाहिए बेटा. ऐसा नहीं कि सब्जेक्ट पढ़ के क्लियर हो गया आप भूल गए सब्जेक्ट. These are the fundamental subjects of IT. Okay? Always you have to know about these all these data structure. Okay, so in this Bradford search technique, we used queue, concept of queue or queue. Okay, the queue, the first is first in, first out. It's work on the principle of first in, first out. So let's start. We start first, draw queue. We enter the initial state or the first state. Here, as you can see in this tree, just consider this. We starting from this state A. You can start from any state. Okay, just always remember you can start from any state. We just starting or exploring this tree from this state A. Okay, so insert your A in your queue. Just consider this is your head and this is tail end. Okay, after entering the initial state, you just dequeue this state and enter the state. From this state we can go. Okay, or we can explore. From state A we can explore state B, C and D. This is the possible 3 node from from state A we can explore. Okay, so insert these 3 state, but we can enter these 3 state in any order. There is no need to always follow one order like B, C, D. You can enter D first, then C and B, or you can enter C first, then D. Means in any order you can insert this node into your queue from the tail. Okay. So first we remove this state A and you just enter this remove element into one list. Okay. So from if we remove the state A, we can enter these 3 state B, C and D. You can enter this state in any order. Okay, I'm just following B, C, D. Okay. Is it clear? Then in the queue we remove the element from the top or from the head. If we remove the B, what are the state from B can explore? If we see the state B, from B we can move or explore state E and F. So just enter this element E and F from the back of the queue. E and F. Again, you can follow any order, F first or E first. Okay, I'm just following E first, then F. Okay, is it clear? Then again, remove the top of the element, and if we remove this C, what are the state from C can explore. As you can see in this C state, you can explore G and H. So enter this state from the back of the Q, G and H. Okay. Now remove D and enter the node where from D you can explore, like I only. So enter the I, E, F, G, H as it is. Then enter the element I, uh, element or state, you can call it state. Okay, from the back of the Q. Okay. Now element delete or remove this element E from the Q and enter the element from E you can explore. From the E you can explore J and K. So this state write as it is and enter the state J and K. Are you getting my point? What I am doing, or how this breadth search is working? From the F, just remove the F from the Q and enter the node from F you can explore. As you can see from the F state, you cannot explore. Means there is no way, there is no path from F can explore. So yes, just do not enter any element. Okay, just leave it as it is. G, H, I, J as it is. Then explore the state K. Explore the state G. Remove first from the Q and explore starting the G. From the G you can move only state L. So add this state L at the back of the Q like this. Now remove this state H and start exploring state H. From this H state you cannot go anywhere. Means there is no path. So you just leave it as it is. There is no need to enter any state because there is no way. From state H you can move. Okay. Now explore the state I. So first remove this from the Q and start exploring. From the I you can move state M. So enter the element M from the back of the Q. Okay. Now explore the state J and see from J what are the possible state we can move. From the J, as you can see, there is no state. So there is no need to enter any element in the Q. Okay. Now from the K, the first element is K, as you can see. So remove the K and explore this state K. From the K you can move to N. So just enter the element N into back of the Q. Again, now L is the top of the element. So from the top, explore the state L. As you can see, there is no element, so there is no need to enter any element into this Q. Now top of the element is M, so remove it and explore state M. There's as you can see, there is no element, so there is no need to enter any element. Now the N is the top element of the Q, or the front element of the Q. Let's start remove it and add the state from N you can explore. There is no state, so there is no need to enter anything. Means now your Q, as you can see, is empty. Is so if you are explored all the state space and if you do not find your goal state, so it means there's no goal state. Okay. So let me write some key points again. Okay. In this way you can traverse your graph or tree. Okay. You start from the state A. Okay. Then you explore its you start from your state A and you explore its next level, the next adjacent of all the state. Okay. Then you explore all the next level state. Then explore the next level state. So you can call This breadth first search technique follow one principle is called slowest node. Slowest node, or you can say level by level, is explore the state. Breadth first search technique follows slowest node, or level by level it's exploring the node. The second point is, if just consider your G or H or whatever, G is your goal state. Just consider this G is your goal state, then you follow this way. A, then from A we can reach from BCD, we remove B, then you can explore the CDEF, means CD or the already in your queue, and you enter the element E and F. Then from D you can enter from the D you can move to I, so enter this element from the back of the queue, and from the F you can go to the this state F. You can see there's no state, so you can not add anything. From the G, if you when you remove the G and you match, always when you remove the, just remember, when you remove the element from the queue, check is it a goal state or not. If it is goal state, stop it and return this is your goal state. Again, I'm just repeating, always when you remove the element from the queue, always you will check if is it a goal state. Is it a goal state? If it is goal state, just return the path from you reached from the your start state and stop it. If it is not a goal state, just continue your exploring the graph or tree. Are you getting my point? Once again, I'm just repeating. If when you remove the element, here as you can see, I first remove A, then B, then C, then D, E, F. In this way, I'm just removing the element from the queue. Always when you remove the element, you will check is this element is equals to goal state. If it is not, then follow you are exploring the tree or graph. Okay. Again, then we will check B is goal state, no, then again continue your way. C is goal state, not, then again from D is goal state, no, E is goal state, no, F is goal state, no, G is goal state, yes. When you are when you reach to the G and it is equals to a goal state, you will stop it and you will return the path from you can reach from your start state to goal state. As you can see, from G, you G is added in this. As you can see here, when doing the next different color, G is added at this state. As you can see, your G element is entered when C is removed. When you remove the C, is entered the G and H. Okay, so C is the path. C is the path from G. Okay, and when C is entered in your this queue, when A is removed, so you will write A. So this will be the path you will follow to reach from your start state to goal state. A, C, G. As you can see here, from this state A to C and A to G, this is the path from which you can reach from start state to goal state. It will return you this path. Okay, so in this way you can explore your graph or T to find the goal state. If you are finding the goal state and it is not in your graph or T, you will reach to this state. There is an empty queue. There's no state is remain to explore. Then you will return goal is not found. Means whatever you searching is not in your space. Is it clear to all of you? Or if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. So these are the some point I've written It is uninformed search technique. It's follow the principle of FIFO, first in, first out. It is Celost node technique, means it search the element level by level. Okay, it search or explore the element level by level. Okay, it will start from it is start from the state A, then it explode all the element of the next level, which is B, C, D. Then after excluding this whole level, it is start exploring the next level, E, F, G, H, I. Then it's completing the whole uh, this level. It start from the next state, next level, exploring the next level, complete the next level, then start the next level. Means it is moving, exploring the element level wise level. So it's we are calling this a Celost node or the level by level searching technique. The next key point you can write as complete. Complete here means if it is there, if there is a goal state in a search space, this breadth first technique will searched. मीन्स यदि आपकी गोल स्टेट आपके सर्च स्पेस में है तो ब्रेड फर्स्ट सर्च उसको सर्च करेगा ही. मीन्स देयर इज नो चांस टू नॉट एबल टू सर्च दैट गोल स्टेट because it is exploring all the possible state of this search space. It's not leave any state to unexplored. Okay, so we are calling it as a complete search technique. The next key point you can write as it's a optimal. It's optimal means always it will give you optimal result. Means what is the minimum cost of the reached goal state, it will give you that path. Okay, optimal means it will give you the path which cost is minimal. Okay, if there is several path to reach from your start state to goal state, it will give you that path which has the lowest cost always. Okay, we have seen the example in this uh, using tree, so that's why we have find only one path. If it is a graph, there is several paths are possible. At that several path, there will be one path who has the lowest cost. It will return that path. Okay, so always it will give you optimal result. The next is time complexity. Time complexity. The time complexity of this searching technique is B to power D, where B is branching factor. Branching factor is nothing but from one state, how many path are possible. Here, as you can see, from state A, there is a 3 path. From state B, there is a 2 path. From state C, there is a 2 path. From D state, 1 path. So branching factor is just showing the possible path from one state to another state. Here, as you can see, the branching factor of state A is 3, branching factor of state B is 2. So how many, what is the branching factor of your state space diagram, or if it is a tree, what is the branching factor? If it's Q, what is the branching factor? And D is just showing the depth from your start state. How what is the depth of your search space? Okay, you are from start state, your starting state just shows the depth 1. The next state depth is 0. The next state is depth is 1, and the next is 2, 3, 4. So as you can see in this state space, depth is 4. So and branching factor, you just consider the what is the maximum branching factor. Yeah, as you can see 3. So for these state space, the complexity time complexity is branching factor, as you can see 3, and the depth is 4. So this is the branching time complexity for this state space. 3 to the power 4 is it is 81. So from state A, there is a 81 searches are possible. You will explore for 81 times. Okay, just consider your G state is your goal state. Just consider for exploring or finding your goal state G. What is how many state we have to search. So as you can see, G at depth state G at depth 2, so where D is 2 and B is branching factor, just consider 3. Yeah, as you can see, the state A has 3, so 3 to power 2 means 9. So it reach from state A to G, you have to search 9 times, or you explore the 9 times. So you can see we have searched 3 years, B, C, D 3, and 2 year. Uh, if it is 3, then 3, 3, 6, and 3, 9. So maximum search to reach from state A, from start state to goal state, you have to search 9 times. Okay, is it clear? So this, in this way you can show the time complexity of your breadth first search technique, which is V to power D, where V is branching factor and D is the depth. Okay, if you want to exactly find the branching factor, you can take the average 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 and divide by number of state. You will find the exact branching factor. But in the most of case, we will took the value of B is what is the maximum branching factor, maximum possible way of a node. Are you getting my point? So this is all about breadth first search technique. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay.
सर
हाँ,
BFS की टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी V प्लस बिग ऑफ V प्लस E भी तो हो सकती है
B plus.
बिग ऑफ V प्लस E.
I'm not clearing what you are speaking.
So I'm saying that the time complexity of BFS traversal is bigger of V plus E, where V is
Yes,
total
yes,
number of vertices
yes,
and
yes.
E is total number of edges.
Is it B plus E? Na? Okay. Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Good. Paksir, good. Uh, in this way, you can also represent your time complexity for these breadth first search, where V is vertex, and E is your edge. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So the next search technique is depth first search technique. Let's see depth first search technique. Then we will compare both search techniques. Okay, and see the actual algorithm for the breadth first search technique and depth first search technique. So first see the next search technique.